Starting the recording. Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Gloomhaven. Today we'll be tackling scenario 15, still playing with our campaign of Diviner, Cragheart, and Mindthief. Now today with the Cragheart getting to level 9, and hopefully the Diviner getting to level 9 after the first scenario. Yeah, we're doing scenario 15. We just did our city event already. Sorry, I forgot to start the recording. We gained 2 reputation, miraculously enough. Where's the move going to? We're moving to Japan, but we actually have to stop. Well, I mean, we'll see. It's a bit more complicated than it was supposed to be. We were actually supposed to be moving there by the end of August, but because of work stuff, we might actually have to be in the US. So we're going back to the US on the 15th of August. And we were supposed to then be able to move to Japan about 2 weeks later, but due to work-related issues, we may have to be in the US until like late December, which sucks too because we were actually going to take a little bit of time to travel. Like we were gonna have a little bit of time to just like vacation because I mean we haven't actually the two of us been on vacation together and I don't even know how long. But so now it's gonna suck a little bit more because if we do get vacation, it's gonna be like between the 15th of December and the 1st of January, which is obviously not as ideal as like getting vacation in the beginning of September, right? That sucks as well, but we'll see. Anyway, I don't really know yet, unfortunately, which is what's making everything a little bit more hectic. But we're supposed to be moving to Japan. The only question is how the timeline ends up working out. And again, this is kind of outside of my immediate control, so I just have to deal with it as I can. All right. So yeah, item 80 we're purchasing, and we have to level up the Cragheart. So let's go ahead and purchase item 80 first. So fair warning to anyone who's watching at this point, we are going to spoil item 80, which is a random item design that we unlocked at the end of our last session. All right, so here we go. So we got the Tremor Blade. During your melee attack, add +2, or consume Earth to add +2 attack to a single melee attack. I don't think this is excellent for the Cragheart, but given that we're using Brutal Momentum, which is quite good actually now, and we do, I mean, like we're the only, I mean, we're the most frontline-y. I mean, the Mindthief attacks from melee more than the Cragheart does, but because the Cragheart naturally has to be like the person who tanks a little bit for our party, we end up in melee more. And we still make, I mean, again, 2 to 2.5 melee attacks per rest cycle. So this is still looking to add, like, I would say between 2 to 4 attack per rest cycle, which is pretty good for a one-handed item, to be perfectly honest. And our piercing bow is honestly mostly sucked. I mean, we just bought the piercing bow because there's not really anything better. I really wish that we were prosperity 4, but we're still not. So, although that does bring us to another point, which we're going to get to in a second when we level up. Anyway, so I'm going to buy the Tremor Blade, which means we're actually going to have another one-handed item we can buy. All right, so we have a -1 discount here, which means this costs 29. We're going to sell this for 15, which means this is going to cost us 14 gold. Oh, what a convenient number. So we're going to actually pick up another weapon. So what should that be? Yeah, we also need to talk about her weapon as well. Yeah, I mean, it's got to be the Battle Axe, I guess. Honestly, the Battle Axe with Brutal Momentum or Heaving Swing both can be pretty reasonable. Actually, Brutal Momentum more. Battle Axe with Brutal Momentum might be nice. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking, too. Yeah, I mean, it's not very expensive. All right, so this costs us 19 gold. And we've got nothing else to do with money at this point, since we're locked on enhancements. And so on the Diviner, we're going to do a little purchasing as well. It's time to finally get rid of this weighted net. The weighted net's been fine for us, to be perfectly honest. I think it's going to get better for us at level 9, but that being said, we've been able to use Ethereal Vortex consistently enough to hit enough enemies that not having the Warhammer at this point is a little bit silly. So Warhammer in, weighted net out. So we get 10 gold for selling the weighted net back, and this costs us 29 gold, which means it's going to cost us 19 gold total. Oops. There we go. All right. Cool. So we've got that. All right, time to do our Cragheart level up. So we got to talk a little bit about this. First of all, we can talk about the absurd disparity in level 9 cards here. Let's first take a look at Pulverize. Attack 3, push 2, target all adjacent enemies. You may push the targets into hexes containing obstacles. In each case, the obstacle is destroyed. The target suffers 2 damage and you gain 1 experience. So, like, I wish I had an eraser right now, and I could just cover this up, this loss here, because legitimately, honestly, this top could be a non-loss. First of all, it would still be worse than Blind Destruction, and it would be, I think, a very reasonable level 9 non-loss card, or non-loss action. The fact that it has a loss is insane. I don't even. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so I mean, again, this needs a tremendous amount of buffing to be a compelling loss. Meanwhile, on bottom, attack 2, target all adjacent enemies, move 5, jump, attack 3, target all adjacent enemies. This is more powerful than the top. But it's still very underwhelming for a loss. This could be a mid-level loss, like 5 or 6 or something like that, around this area, and I think this would be fine. The threshold for what you're willing to accept for a one-shot level 9 loss is very, very high, right? You're typically looking for something which says something like, I don't know, just spitballing, throwing an idea out there, like consuming an element and kill all non-elite enemies adjacent to you, right? That is something you would expect from a level 9 loss. Or the ability to give someone else's card. That's like funky and fun for level 9 loss, right? This is just numerically extremely underwhelming for a level 9 loss. So basically, we have a level 9 card with 31 initiative, with 2 losses, both of which are like could easily be like level 5, level 6 losses on another half of an action that actually did something regularly, and then it would probably be a fine card, right? As a level 9 double loss with with mediocre initiative, this card is just, I don't even understand how this card exists as is. Anyway, this card's atrocious, especially compared to one of the best level 9 cards in the game, Blind Destruction. So, Blind Destruction. Attack 4, range 4. All allies and enemies adjacent to the target suffer damage equal to the damage the target suffered. Yeah. Like, it's just crazy, right? Because this is better than either of these actions, and it's not a loss. I don't even know. All right. On the bottom, we have move 4. All allies and enemies adjacent to any hexes you enter during the movement suffer 2 damage. Anyway, we're never using this bottom. Almost never using this bottom, I guess I should say. Can maybe be decent as like a flame demon or something like that. But yeah, so we're gonna take Blind Destruction again over the non-choice. To be honest, if there was a real choice, it would maybe be whether we should take Rocky End. I mean, all right, sorry, we're obviously taking Blind Destruction. If we were gonna avoid Blind Destruction just for other reasons, right? We would probably take Rocky End over Pulverize. I think Rocky End is probably a better card than Pulverize, to be perfectly honest. Pulverize is definitely and not good. All right, so this brings us to talking a little bit about Blind Destruction. So I wasn't really looking forward to getting level 9 on the Cragheart because Blind Destruction is a really broken card, right? Now, all right, it's not like Long Con or Inferno levels are broken, but it is still one of the strongest cards in the game. It can easily warp the difficulty of scenarios, which is unfortunate for our party. That being said, we are still going to play with it because we haven't played with it very much in our life because as we typically don't play with broken cards. And there are a couple of reasons why, or a few reasons, in fact, why it's going to be fine. Reason number 1, we are strictly not going to use backup ammunition. Now, obviously, if you have Blind Destruction, you should use backup ammunition, but we're not going to, again, because we're going to try to avoid cheesing scenarios, and this is extremely cheesy. Coming from me, even, right? 2, we're not Prosperity 4, so we don't have access to that to make Blind Destruction better. 3, we're not using Stamina Potions, so we can't repeatedly Blind Destruction turn after turn. All in all, despite the fact that we're going to have Blind Destruction, it's going to be one of the fairest Blind Destructions anyone has ever seen. As fair as it can be, obviously. In order to, again, try to keep our party at a reasonable power level. Despite having, again, one of the best cards in the game. Alright, we also get a perk. Now that we have the blade, do we want the Rolling Earth? I think not. The Rolling Earth just decreases our chances of drawing anything else in our deck. Like, because we make a lot of advantaged attacks since we have enhanced Brutal Momentum. Not Brutal Brute Force. Yeah. So, yeah, and we've also got the Diviner who manipulates our deck, which increases our chances again of seeing the cards we want to see. I think even though the free Earth isn't bad for us, given that we have the Earth Blade, I think we don't want those still. Certainly don't want Rolling the Wind. I mean, we could just take no perk, but we'll go ahead and take the Ignore Negative Item Effects perk, just because, again, there's no reason not to take it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Pull that up, pull that up, pull that up. Okay, so what now? I think that's all we needed to do. We can go ahead and do our city or road event. Actually, didn't remember this one. I mean, I kind of vaguely did, but it also just felt wrong to do that. So, all right, well, that's a little bit unfortunate, but we'll manage. We each get a curse. Like, I feel like we made the right choice. Well, I mean, I guess that's the trick, right? Like, do you want to punch this baby or not? No, you don't want to punch this baby? Okay, well, you made the wrong choice. Take 5 curses. Oh, you punched the baby? Well, as you were trying to punch the baby fell out of your arms, morphed into a dragon, and rewarded you a bunch of gold. Alright, so let's have a look at the, let's have a look at our battle goals. We don't really care about battle goals for anyone but the Diviner at this point, right? Yeah, I'm never taking any of these. I'm never taking any of these. I'm not going to waste my time trying to remember all of them. I'm just going to grab for the Diviner, because I do actually want to get a checkmark for the Diviner. 7 or fewer experience, or never allow your hit points to drop below half. Try gaining 7 or fewer experience, I guess. We did gain 11 experience last time, but maybe we can try to avoid experience. I'm not sure how viable that is, but we'll see. Okay, so goal for this scenario, special rules. So these doors are locked and open when someone occupies that pressure plate at the end of their turn, and these doors are locked and open when all 3 of these pressure plates are occupied at the end of someone's turn. I'm not pressing the letters on them because I've done this drill enough times by now. All right, so we've got an elite Solace here and 2 stone golems in the front. So the most important thing is that we get to that Solace as quickly as possible. Prevent him from doing too many shenanigans. Prevent it from doing too many shenanigans. All right, so what are we going to sub in? We want to keep this. Could cut this maybe. Want this, want this, want this, want this. Could cut this, but probably not. Want all of these. Yeah, I mean, honestly, a heal 2 on the bottom isn't that necessary anymore. Okay. Finer. Do we have any cards that we didn't bring? Participate in Dimensional Transfer. Ooh, Dimensional Transfer could be good as a way to take rid of that Solace right away. Do we have any cards that we could not bring? Basically want all of our cards, essentially, at this point. All of the Nether is the one question mark, because we're against basically a ton of enemies where we never really want to make an attack with that, but I'm actually considering the bottom of Column. It sucks we're 1 out of range of being able to to swap the Solace into us, which would make it so much easier. Mindthief. You have just not Mass Hysteria, not Hostile Takeover, Feedback Loop. Some Blade as well. And something had to be cut, right? We can cut Sound Screen. We don't need that here. Put Feedback Loop back in. Okay. So I would like Dimensional Transfer, maybe. Let's take a look at how we can deal with, because we need to basically stun the Solace every turn. Actually have a pretty annoying turn here, huh? Do a lot of direct damage. We could actually even just Battle Axe these Stone Golems right away, huh? Huh. Okay. What if the Cragheart just does that? So is it better to do one direct damage or have advantage in both attacks? Probably advantage on both attacks, huh? Yeah. Okay. So then the question is Heaving Swing or Brutal Momentum? Probably better to use Brutal Momentum first, even though we're going to miss one turn of Wound. Once we break the obstacles, it's actually going to be harder to get the direct damage with Brutal Momentum. I think this is actually good. Alright, so this leaves it up to the Mindthief and the Diviner then. Take care of this. Same time, by the Cragheart moving up, we're not going to be able to mess with these with Rifts. It's annoying. I'm trying to think here. I kind of want this. We also need a lot of movement, so I don't mind having that. What if it really just be Call of the Nether that I cut? Or just Protective Aura, maybe? And Protective Aura's top isn't good here. It's just good for the initiative. Maybe we can just live without having good initiative for a scenario. Alright. So, what does that mean that our plan is, then? It would be nice if we could poison both of those golems. Or the Cragheart hits both of them. So that means we would need to go early. Basically mean doing this? Oh, not so early, huh? We would need to go at 13 then. Can we go between 13 and 21? No, we can't. This is annoying. But we basically have to play a teleport to make it over there and CC that. What if we just give up poisoning the two golems? We just wound one of them. I mean, kind of silly to not just execute them here, though, right? Same time, I'm not trying to abuse this, but we are playing to win. It seems like I'm just like trying way too hard to jump hoop. I mean, to play around not using this. But this is really just a dumb thing to do. All right. So in that case, well, I mean, we can still Brutal Momentum one of. I mean, otherwise, it actually can just be the Mindthief who kills both of them, though. Oh. All right. How do we work around that? So we do this after the 23. This would create dark for us for the following round as well. Yeah, sure. Okay, so then the Cragheart can sort of do whatever he wants. Since we're just going to kill both of these with the Mindthief in the end, the Diviner's going to go here and stun this. It'd be helpful if the Cragheart could stun at the following turn, but that's just not a thing that Craghearts can do. So instead, the Cragheart should just go and hit it. I guess using Brutal Momentum as well. Where is the Brutal Momentum? This works. We actually go just before the Diviner, so we'll get to hit it before it goes invis. Get a fair amount of direct damage to it, so this is fine. Alright. This is a feasible strategy. Okay, so the Ice Storm's up first. Yeah, it's doing some stuff. Kind of annoying. It's got 4 shield this round. Right, fair enough. So, range is at -1, so it's creating ice. Interesting for us. Range at -1 is 5 range. Oops, I didn't place our characters, whatever. We just lined up against the wall. Any plans to play / stream Gloomhaven Digital? I don't know. I know it's kind of popular right now. Well, it's kind of limited though, isn't it? I mean, it's extremely early access. Like, don't get me wrong. At some point, I'd be very interested in playing Gloomhaven Digital once it's like closer to resembling Gloomhaven. But as of right now, it's what, 4 characters? Is there even variable difficulty settings? I guess I would have to have more information for it. 4 classes in a roguelike campaign. Yeah. And only adventure mode? What is it? What does that mean exactly? Or is that what you mean by a roguelike campaign? Gotcha. I mean, if they want to give me a free copy, I'll be happy to give it a try streaming. Ah, some new monsters, interesting. All right. So -1. Otherwise, like I said, at some point I certainly will be interested in playing it, but I think I probably want it to be a little bit more developed by then. Um, but I mean, it's great that they're making progress on it. So 5 range, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it was 1 away, so we can swap it. So it will move up 1. Will attack. Leave it as the Cragheart. Yeah. Next year's full release. Okay. We know when next year. We'll attack the Cragheart. Ah, wow. I'm debating it getting now or waiting a little bit longer at the early access when they add more. I think plans are full campaign and multiplayer closer to full release in 2021. Or, sorry, in 2020 to 2021. Yeah, I think that's probably a reasonable. I mean, like that's basically my approach to it right now. I know people are interested in seeing it streamed. I guess I would get maybe more viewers by streaming it, but that's also not the most important thing to me in the world. It's also important that it can be like. But anyway, like I said, so is there variable difficulty though, or is there only one difficulty setting for now? I know that obviously eventually there will be, because obviously that's pretty important to me. All right, so no damage to the Cragheart, so that was pretty nice. So the Cragheart goes. We're gonna do the bottom of meteors and move 4 jump. 1, 2, 4. 3 difficulties. Okay. Oh, that's good. So we're obviously using our boots. Question is where we're going. It doesn't matter too much. Sitting on my PC at home right now and I want to leave work. If I wasn't streaming right now, I'd be sleeping. So I'm not tempted. I don't know that it really changes much. Probably really doesn't, to be honest. Interesting. So if I'm not sure if you've played it at all, Marcel, but you know me, because obviously this is important, like in my decision maybe to buy it in early access. Would I find normal challenging? Like, is normal, since you say it's called insane difficulty, is normal actually designed to be challenging? Okay, so we're gonna attack the Elite Savas with the top of Brutal Momentum. Attack 3, push 2. For each hex we can't push it, it suffers 2 damage. We will obviously be using the push. Okay, interesting. So we don't get any damage because this thing has 1 additional shield. All the golems have 1 additional shield as well, which is up to 4 shields. So our attack 3 does nothing, but we do get 4 direct damage. Get 2 experiences or 4 experiences as well, but I'm not. Or no, 2 experiences as well, but I'm not bothering with tracking that. Okay. So now Diviner goes. So we've got the bottom of Dimensional Divide as a teleport 4. Mindthief will be here, I guess. It doesn't quite work the way we want, huh? I guess if the Mindthief goes here, that actually can work. Alright, sure. Let's teleport 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. Using the bottom of Dimensional Divide. This also gives shield 1, affect all allies within range 3. And then we use the top of Dimensional Transfer, gain 1 experience, and we create Dark. We stun and invis the Savas. Okay, we're done. So then the Mindthief goes. So we're going to use the bottom of Corrupting Embrace to move 4 jump poison target all enemies move through. 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. I'm going to poison this, but this doesn't matter. Then we're going to use the top of Phantasmal Killer. I'm leaning toward buying it now since it'll be impossible to advance past my current campaign. Alright, so we're going to use Activate Phantasmal Killer. We're going to consume Dark to get an execute on a regular. Like I said, we're not going to abuse this too much, but here, faced with 2 level 7 stone golems, it's actually just kind of insane to avoid using this. Like, I'm not just going to only use this because I could and it would be probably better and it would be really cheesy and unfun, but here I certainly should be using it. It would be going a bit far not to. And we also created Dark with this, which we'll have for next round. Okay, the stone golems go. They have -1 attacks, so normally 5, but here 4. Focuses the Mindthief, it's only 1 movement to there. Mindthief has 1 shield thanks to the Diviner. So that 4 becomes a 3. With the 1 shield, we take 2 damage. It's fun to play. It takes about an hour per scenario, and insane. Choosing a hard path is challenging. Okay, interesting. I'll have to take a look then. Exhaust. Oh, so it's like, oh, so when you say this roguelike, it is like permadeath. So it's just if your entire team exhausts a scenario, you have to start the entire party over again? What do you mean? Okay, interesting. I do like roguelikes. I'm not opposed to those. Alright, so what are we up to now? So what's awkward is we would like to, we actually don't need to move this turn, right? So we could stun this, but unfortunately it's invisible, so we can't stun it. And we want to kill this in early. So I think what we're actually going to end up doing is we can execute it with literally any top, and then we're just going to play some sort of a bottom to move, which I guess will be this. I suppose I should keep this for next. No, because I'd like to actually use a real top. Yeah, let's just these 2 cards. So we're just going to use the top as a default attack, which because we have Dark and we have Phantasmal Killer set up. Oh, does that mean we should actually be using... Yeah, we actually should. We should actually set up... Oh no, because if we set up Mind's Weakness, it won't work. Yeah, oh well. We'll set up Mind's Weakness next turn then. And then we're going to move next to this, so then the next turn we can use Perverse Edge bottom plus start attacking with Mind's Weakness top. Since it's invisible right now, we can't stun it. Okay, so... what is the Diviner going to do? I don't actually need to do much, huh? We don't have an element to use for Envision right now. This would be a good Envision turn because we don't really have anything to attack. Go late. The problem is we can't go later than when the Savas go to summon. Their summon action is at like 90 something. So I guess we should probably just Envision for 1 deck. I think that's fine. And maybe just default action. I mean, we could do a little healing for 2 on the Mindthief. Okay, nice. And also just gain 1 experience now. Honestly, Ethereal Vortex isn't going to be good or very in the near future, I suppose. So, but we also don't need experience. We get, I mean, 9 experience gives us level up. I mean, I suppose no matter what, we can just endurance push in a card. So let's just play these 2. So the Cragheart, huh? Cool. Sounds promising. We kind of want to go as late as possible in the hope that it comes out of the invis and we can just hit it with something. I guess we can just use this. What do we actually want to hit it with, though? Hitting it through 2 obstacles is actually probably fine. The Mindthief can then still hit it here. I guess we can try to hit it with Heaving Swing. Worst case scenario, we can just endurance push and back Heaving Swing if it ends up going after us. Okay. Alright, so Mindthief's up first. We're going to begin by using the top of Cranium Overload as a default attack. We're going to consume Dark, as we still have the old Phantasmal Killer up, which gives us an execute. For now, gives us an execute on this. Then we're going to go ahead and use the bottom of Feedback Loop as a move 4 jump. To there. Okay, the Ice Storm goes. Loses the Invis and Stun. Way to go, Dimensional Transfer. Some are questionable, most are really good. Nice. I'm not, I mean, if anyone can tell from the mod I'm playing Gloomhaven on, I'm much more of a mechanics than an aesthetics person, but I do appreciate good aesthetics. Themris made me say that. Alright, So now the Diviner goes. Still envisioning, I guess. Kind of weird. I don't know whose deck we even care to do this to. Like, the Mindthief is going to make a bunch of attacks on this anyway, and it has so much health that the value for the attacks doesn't really matter. Cragheart's also going to make a bunch of attacks. Honestly, maybe just our deck. I'm not even sure how good that is, though, because we're also just going to hit a bunch of things with this. Deck stacking is usually good. It's just here, we're attacking something with a bunch of shield, and it's going to take so many attacks. I guess it's probably still best to do the Mindthief because we can control when we're going to get what we're going to do with the disadvantage attack, which is going to be the bottom of First Edge. All right, sure. So we'll use the top of Envision the Course on the Mindthief deck. Okay. So interesting. So the fact that we know we're having a stun means we actually don't even need to use this. But it also gives a wound. But I guess Healing Swing is going to give it a wound anyway. So we could do like this and this, but we kind of also want to get rid of this at some point, huh? There's no easy way to do that this turn without being wasteful. But I guess we can just do this, and then next turn we can Empathetic Assault ourselves and just get advantage on that. Get rid of the curse that way. Yeah, that works. Okay, the Stone Golems have been eliminated. Oh, sorry, the Diviner still has the bottom of Ethereal Vortex. I don't think we're going to set up that many Vortex, so I'll just do my move 3 game 1 experience. And I'll go grab these coins. Sitting there staring at me. Not going to grab them. Alright. To... okay. So then the Cragheart goes. We're going to attack with Heaving Swing. We will be using the push. We'll be attacking the Elite. Goes. Yep. So +1. This thing has 3 shields. So our attack does 1 damage with Heaving Swing. Plus we get 4 direct damage from breaking 2 obstacles and wound. So 5 total damage. This ends up here. Get a bunch of experience. This doesn't really matter. Wouldn't move to generic be better for... Oh, crap, you're right. Good call. Thank you, Marcel. You're absolutely right. Yeah. I forgot that we didn't... We actually want... Yeah, we need the check marks. I'm so bad at remembering battle goals. This is like my specialty. We'll do move to generic. So I guess the question is, should we have Endurance Potion this? Yeah, I mean, in that case, we would just use the opportunity to Endurance Potion this. And there's no real new information here. The fact that we got 1 damage with this attack rather than 0 damage isn't changing anything. Okay, and you're wounded. Yeah, I forgot about the check marks. I mean, it's just natural to like experience on the Diviner because I've been wanting to level her up as much as possible. But here, sitting 7 experience from the next level, like, let's be honest. Okay, so we know the Mindthief is getting a stun on her attack. We can attack with the Mind's Weakness. I guess we do this afterwards because we don't actually want to be... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if we're advantaged before or after, huh? We could just do it now, and that would give us more freedom to do whatever we want with the bottom next turn. Yeah, sure. This works. So, Craggy, what are you up to, my friend? Really attacking with this. Strengthening ourselves. Diviner. Couple curses. Yeah, why not? Few curses, I should say, actually. Ooh, not bad. Nice try. Alright, so the Mindthief's going to go at 11. So it changes absolutely nothing whether we gain advantage before or after attacking, so we can just go ahead and attack first since we know what's on top of our deck. So we'll begin by attacking with the Mind's Weakness. Deactivating Phantasmal Killer. This gives us an attack 3, +1, and a stun. So 4, which means 1 damage down to 14, and stunned. And then we're going to use the bottom of Empathetic Assault. Doing a move 2. We have to stay next to this anyway, so we'll just move in place. Strengthening ourselves. And healing for 2. Okay, so then this goes. Loses its stun. It takes 1 from its wound. Down to 13. Next up is the Cragheart. So we're going to use the bottom of Blunt Force. We gain Retaliate, the best of all the abilities. Alright. We strengthen ourselves as well. guess I could actually be here, which is better. So I'll do a move 2 to here because actually then I use the top kinetic assault as a move 1 here, and so I have an attack 4 with advantage, targeting Savas. Yeah, that seems like a Cragheart attack. Okay, so 5, which means 2 actual damage. Oh, nothing to get rid of there, actually. Okay, then the Diviner's up next. So we're going to do a move 3, attack 2, range 3 curse, with an extra curse tacked on for good measure. I'm going to move just to here. I don't know. Well, yeah, actually, because of our ability to do double rift, it probably is actually better to be next to the doors. We're going to move to there, and this gives us an attack 2, double curse. No reason to use anything special here. Ooh, nice. Diviner doing more damage than the rest of our party. Not quite, but still a respectable amount. So that's 2 damage and 2 curses. I'll do the 2 curses in a second. Then we attack it also with the top of Call of the Nether. Again, no damage there, but another curse. So we do give them 3 total curses. Good start. Okay. And that's the end of the round. The Mindthief has to do this. Basically do whatever else we want with it. The way we order this is actually a little bit annoying. Because if we attack with this now, because of the disadvantage combined with the strengthen, we'll actually end up getting a +0. But then we'll have the curse plus something else on the top. No, that's not worth it. That's really annoying though. So we basically need... The problem is there's too much of a risk of flipping a rolling modifier after this curse. We just have what? 4 rolling modifiers in our deck? Yeah. No, 7 rolling modifiers in our deck? Dear God. No, yeah, we can't take this risk. We can't. So if we did the bottom attack first and then the top attack, we would get this plus 1 other for the top, which is a really, really reasonable chance of missing. It's better to actually just do the top attack first, even though this only gives us a +0, which kind of sucks. And then, because if we miss on the bottom, we don't really care. So what are we attacking with on top here? We don't have ice, and we might need to stun another turn, so I guess we're just going to do a generic attack with the top of Shared Nightmare, and then follow up with Frigid Apparition attack next turn. Okay. Still don't have any rifts. Basically, with the way our Diviner deck is set up, when our party's not in a lot of trouble, the Diviner doesn't have a ton of things to do. Alright, whatever. Let's just create a rift and then attack with it with Ethereal Vortex, just giving another curse. It doesn't look like we're going to get out of this room next turn. I mean, this coming turn, or the turn after anyway, necessarily. Yeah, maybe we will, actually, but still. I think that's fine. I think just getting an extra curse and actually doing a bit of damage here is probably better. Essentially, the Diviner was counting on the 2 other members of our party actually killing this of us in the near future. I'm like, in a couple turns, and she's just kind of like sitting there twiddling her thumbs while the 2 of them are dicking around not killing this enemy. Alright, so what are we doing here with the Cragheart? Kind of suck here, huh? I don't really have anything to do. No. Because just default attacking, I don't really want to waste Rock Slide here. We enter the next room next turn, Rock Slide will be very good for us. I kind of want to keep like Rock Slide plus something else, and I certainly want to keep Blind Destruction. So I essentially need these 2 tops for the next room. It's like bottom. I guess what we're gonna do is probably just Rumbling Advance and disable all people, and we're gonna Endurance push in one of these back, and we'll see which one. Depends on what happens. Ooh, this is... Oh no, it's gonna be stunned, not disarmed. Alright, so the Mindthief is up first. So we're gonna begin by using the top of Shared Nightmare as a default attack, targeting the Ice Storm. Flip and flip on our attack 4 only. Ugh, that just does 1 damage. Is that really actually better then? It's actually probably not, right? I mean, I'm getting 1 guaranteed damage because I'm afraid of a miss. But I'm still like less than a third to miss. And hopefully we can at least get a +1 or, you know, maybe one of the numerous +2s in our deck. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to reevaluate that. I think I will just... The stacking is really bad here, but My own fault. Yeah, I think I'll attack with Perverse Edge first, actually. Alright, so we create ice. We flip just this. Get no wound, but stun. And then we attack with the top of Shared Nightmare. Alright, here goes. Alright, well, paid off. I mean, only for 1 more damage, but still. Honestly, every little bit of damage here counts. On to 7. Okay, so then the Cragheart's up next. So basically the question is, should we do 1 direct damage with the bottom here and do a default attack, or should we put a Bless in someone's deck? Putting a Bless into the Mindthief's deck is pretty good. A default attack for us isn't doing much. We have to get a +2 to even deal damage. Although with advantage, we have a reasonable chance of getting a +2 at this point, to be perfectly honest. We've also been forgetting to use our Tremor Blade, I think. I'm sure we had Earth at least for 1 turn. Maybe not. I'm not sure we really created any Earth. No matter what, we're going to create Earth this turn. Yeah, I think I'd rather get the 1 guaranteed damage here and a default attack. Alright, so we're going to use the top of Unstable Upheaval as a default attack. We will Endurance Push in this afterwards. Okay, nice. So we got a +2. So our 2 + 2 is 4, so 1 damage again. Again, we're hammering away at this thing and not getting a ton. Then we're going to use the bottom Rumbling Advance. So I guess in the end we're just moving. Actually, we need to stay here because we need to make it to be able to make it to the door. I guess we can make it with Cataclysm. But honestly, 1 damage to the Mindthief isn't such a big deal. Yeah, we'll stay where we are. Using the bottom Rumbling Advance, we create Earth. Do 1 damage to the Mindthief and 1 direct damage to the Savas. Okay, so then the Diviner's up. So we're going to use the bottom Revitalizing Fount to place a Rift in an unoccupied Hex and pull him towards it. Does pulling him to here actually help us? The advantage is that we get the Rift closer to the next room, which I think does help us. Alright, so we're going to place our Rift here, and then we're going to pull him in. And then we're going to use the top of Ethereal Vortex to make an attack to Pierce Curse, targeting the Elite Savas. That, how you deal with it. Alright, so our 2 gets +2 is 4. With Pierce 2, this is effective 6 against 3 shield. It's 3 damage. Diviner just taking care of business. Alright, and a curse. Perfect. Beautiful, as they say. Alright, so the Savas goes. Takes 1. It's done. It is a really annoying issue right now. Oh no, they get a reshuffle. Okay, that's good. I was going to say, we've gone through a number of their cards and they didn't get a summon, so we have a higher chance of a summon, but now there's a reshuffle, so we're good. We are good. Okay. Oh, I did say we were Endurance Pushing here. I forgot to do it. It's time to bust into the next room. Question is Blind Destruction or Rock Slide first? Usually it's better to Rock Slide first. Actually, I'm not even sure that's true. I think I'm going to Blind Destruction first. I mean, Blind Destruction is just insane. In general, that's pretty good. We have ice, we have our boots as well, so we should be able to move enough. This thing dies to its wounds, so we can just leave it alone. The Diviner, ooh, but this is the strength of Rock Slide, right? Is the fact that we have Void Snare still? Yeah, I mean, Void Snare can still be good, even after using Blind Destruction. Okay. So we know what the Savas is going to do in the next room. It's pushing. And then +1 attack, +1 range. Attack 7, range 7 with Pierce 3. Respectable. But at least it's not summoning. Okay, so the Mindthief's up first. We're going to use the bottom of Dark Frenzy as a move 3, attack 3, range 3, creating ice. So 1, 2. 1 more movement. Should we so desire. Alright. 2. Oh. Alright. I forgot about this. 2 Elite Wind Demons. This is the difference between the 3-player and 4-player setup. And it is a doozy, huh? Double disarming enemies on every attack. Going immediately too? God. Oh God. Well, we may be using our stupid executability a little bit more than we expected. I mean, that is a big difference. That is actually a huge power spike. 2 Elite Wind Demons. The difference between doing a 3-player and 4-player setup here. Whew. Alright, so you got 17 health, the Wind Demons have 13 health, and the Frost Demons have 14.
All right. So we've got one more movement if we want. Guess we have to stun both of the wind demons. No, let's actually do it. I mean, yeah, I think we have to stun both the wind demons. I don't think we can accept that they're going to disarm us. They're going so early that it's a big problem. We invis cloak. Do they reach? I assume they do, but they've got 4 range, 5 movement, 4 range, 4 movement. Yeah, they're easily hitting. And then they would be hitting the Cragheart for blind destruction, which would be really unfortunate. All right. We actually forgot to buy another small item than Cragheart. We should have a minor power potion. Oopsies. Oh well. Get it next time. Okay, so we have 1 more movement. We're going to go ahead and use our Boots of Striding to actually get up to 3 more movement. So 1, 2, 3, like so, because we need to get next to 1 Wind Demon so we can stun both of them. This is why Stun Powder is an amazing item, for the record. All right, so then we do an attack 3, range 3. We do not have strengthen anymore. A little bit unfortunate. Attacking Wind Demon number 5. And we're going to, and we have an old ice, by the way. We created one last round. Yeah, we did with that. Yep. So we'll be using the top here in a second. But first, we're going to use the bottom attack, 3 range 3 with Stun Powder, targeting Wind Demon number 5. How much shield do you have? 3? All right, we might actually get damage here. No reason to use it else, I think. Or not. Well, the important thing is that we stun. Then we're going to attack number 3 here. We're going to use the top of Frigid Apparition, Consuming Ice to add stun. This is an attack 6 because of Mind's weakness, again with stun, targeting number 3. Okay. So our 6 becomes an 8. It's 5 actual damage, putting this down to 8. Okay, so the Wind Demons go. This one was also stunned, but they go immediately and they both just lose their stun. Alright, well, bought ourselves 1 turn. Still have to deal with them eventually, though. Cragheart's up next. We're going to use the bottom of Cataclysm. We can go ahead and consume Earth, because Earth does nothing for us with blind destruction. We have a move 6. I don't have this anymore. That's unfortunate, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is fine. Because this way the Cragheart can absorb one of the Wind Demon disarm attacks. Like if we don't, because the Mindthief can easily stun this one. I mean, technically, I guess the Mindthief could stun both of them. But I think anyway, there's no real reason not to go here. Basically, this is just to set up the fact that, well, hold on. We're here. We do have the Disarm Rift still from the Diviner, right? I have Anguish and Salvation. But we could Disarm Rift. And then we would place. No, we can't place. No, this is an unoccupied space. The Pressure Plate is. We could place the Disarm Rift there anyway. We kind of go wherever we wanted. If only the Mindthief had been able to go here, we could do maybe 2 Disarm Rift. So, how valuable is being a Disarm Rift? This is going to stop an attack for this turn, and then theoretically some sort of an attack next turn. It is very good with a default move 2. Yeah, we can. We can't make. No, yeah, we can make it. So basically, the question is it better to. Wait, hold on. Ah, no, never mind. We can just immobilize both of them, which is actually better because we get attacks. This is, again, a shame the Mindthief had to be next. I mean, I guess that's not strictly better because, again, Disarm Rift will get him for 2 turns. But by immobilizing both of them, we can also still do the top of Anguish and Salvation. That's got to be better. Yeah. Yeah, overall, this is a good, unfortunately, an experience, but only our first one. All right, so we just need to not be next to this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Like this probably makes more sense. Because then if the Mindthief moves away or something, the Cragheart can tank all of those. Okay, because we're going to attack the Ice Storm because we want to get splash damage on these. So we're going to now use the top of Blind Destruction as attack 4, range 4, targeting Ice Storm number 2, again, to get some direct splash damage on those Elite Wind Demons because those are so threatening. Nothing else special to use here. Ooh, that's a nice flip. Alright, so our 4 gets 6. This thing has 2 shield, so this is 4 damage to it. On 13. And so 4 direct damage to both of these. really quite insane. What's this thing doing again? Yeah, making an attack, whatever. Oh, that's actually gonna hurt a bit, huh? Mindthief's gonna take some damage this round. Alright, fair enough, Mindthief. You got a tank, huh? Okay, so the next step is the Diviner. So we're going to begin by using the bottom of Void Snare. We gain 1 experience. We make an attack 1, range 3, target 2, immobilize. Targeting both of the Frost Demons, 2 and then 5 in that order. I don't think we're going to be a long rest here, so I think I'd rather save my Eagle Eye Goggles. I could stun this one with Stun Powder, but again, I think the Stun Powder will probably be better with things like Ice Storms and Horrors in this scenario than just preventing an attack. And again, because they're retaliate, it's not the absolute end of the world that this thing gets this attack off. Again, I don't think I need to Power Potion here. Well, Power Potion is interesting because we're not going to have that many good targets to hit. No, I think we can do better. All right, so 2 and then 5 in that order. Both of these are attack 1 immobilizes. Okay, fine. That's fine. So pretty good. So we got no damage there. We got 3 damage here, though. And put Disarm here, and Disarm. Oh, sorry, and Immobilize there, and Immobilize there. Okay, so the Frost Demons go. They're gonna really matter. I guess we can have them take our Dark and create Ice. So this one is immobilized, isn't going to go anywhere. This one does get to attack the Mindthief, however. It attacks at -1, so normally 5 here, 4. Oh, sorry. After we use that bottom, we use the top of Anguish and Salvation. Range 3, retaliate. Or retaliate 3, range 4, affect all allies. Okay, 5 damage. Ouch. Then takes 3. Alright. And then the Savas goes. So Savas does push 4 or push 3 target all adjacent, 2 target all adjacent enemies. This doesn't matter, and then makes an attack 5 on Mindthief. 4. A little bit beat up there, but fortunately, again, 3 retaliate. Anguish and Salvation getting some value. All right. End of that round. So short rest, and honestly, these 2 cards work just fine. We'll figure something out with them. All right. So Mindthief not bringing back Mind's Weakness because we're in a really tough fight right now. Eliminating the temptation, huh? All right, fine. I mean, it's not correct to let this go, but eliminating the temptation. With regular enemies like the Savas here, and again, Stone Golems in the scenario, and Horrors in the scenario, like basically almost all the enemies here are like high point value enemies and very difficult to kill, kind of with the exception of Frost Demons. Getting non-loss executes on regular enemies is really, really good. And obviously it's not difficult for us to set it up with the Diviner because the Diviner can create Dark for us as well. But I don't want to be that. I mean, like, it's just not fun to do this. And it's also not very interesting. It doesn't really teach us anything about the Diviner to do this. It just teaches us that the Diviner can create Dark, and that having Dark... Oops, sorry, this was supposed to die, actually. Having Dark tied to non-loss executes. Pretty broken mechanic in Gloomhaven. So I'm actually just fine with losing this. Even though technically, if my only goal were beating the scenario, I would probably reroll. Last time we lost this first as well, I actually was pretty sad about it because the healing is pretty important. Can we afford to reroll? Yeah, I think honestly we can. Mindthief really needs healing too. Let's take a reroll. Ugh, that hurts. That card is so integral. I mean, we kind of want all of our cards. What cards would we have been fine with losing? I think that's actually one of our most important cards, actually. I would have rather lost Envision, Dimensional Divide, Dimensional Transfer, Call the Nether. Yeah, I would have rather lost any of those. Yes, it's a little bit rough, but oh well. All right, we're just gonna have to make Rifts work for us the hard way, huh? This has 4 health left. What is Mindthief doing? We have Ice. We really should heal the Mindthief, huh? Mindthief probably takes a little bit of direct damage here, even. And then maybe just use Call of the Nether, hitting those Frost Demons while we can. Yeah, that's honestly fine. We can even get 3 curses here. We have Ice, so the safest thing to do is actually just stun both of the wind demons again. Even though one of them is, we're probably going to overkill it with a stun, it's again just the safest line. That's fine. We've got plans for this. Yeah, this is a little bit annoying. Alright, so the Mindthief is up first. Ugh, sucks to have to waste the ice to stun this, but sure. Alright, so we're going to use the top of Frigid Apparition. We're going to consume the ice to make an attack 6 stun, targeting Wind Demon number 3. Alright, yeah, it's dead. Alright. Then we're going to use the bottom of First Edge, creating ice, and making an attack 1 wound stun, targeting Wind Demon number 5. Yeah, these things. Yeah, honestly, that's a great draw to get rid of that for this attack, which wasn't going to do any damage anyway. Wound. Stun. So we still just have the curse for the Cragheart, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we're missing one curse, the Craghearts. Alright. So next up is the aforementioned Cragheart. We're going to use Rock Slide to create Earth. We're going to drop some rocks. We're always dropping a rock here. Ooh, does the Mindthief? Yeah, sorry. Mindthief is also going to go ahead and use her minor healing, going up to 7. Almost forgot that. Alright. So we're going to drop a rock here. Even though we're going to get some healing from the Diviner, safer this way. One here. One here. So we need to do there and there because this way this doesn't summon. And we get direct damage and everything. And then I guess the other one should be here for damage, but let's take a look. 2 damage there. 2 damage here. So where's our last rock going? I mean, here does give us damage in both of them, so it seems like this makes sense. Otherwise, is there any way we can like prevent them? No, not really. Technically, we can place a rock on this pressure plate, but I don't think that's something we want to do. Alright, yeah, let's just place it here. Damage to both of them. So we get maximum damage, and we also prevent essentially functionally summon or stun this. Okay, so now the Diviner is up. I want to create one of our elements here from one of theirs. Cragheart could long rest. I'm not sure that he will. If he doesn't, the earth is useful to us, and the ice is always useful to the Mindthief. It'd be cool if obstacles could activate pressure plates. I agree, to be perfectly honest. It would be very Indiana Jones. I don't really see any reason. I mean, well, it just creates an additional rule, which is the biggest reason it doesn't. But thematically, it would be very cool. I agree. And if we're being honest, mechanically, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. Again, because of the possibility. Like, now, obviously, you get what you pay for, right? If you place an obstacle here and you don't have any way of destroying the obstacle or someone who can fly, it's kind of your own fault. But that being said, if obstacles could activate pressure plates, at least you wouldn't have this problem. Alright, so the Diviner goes. I guess I'm going to begin by using... Oh yeah, I don't even need to create one of my elements. I get it with Call of the Nether. So I'm going to use the top of Call of the Nether as an attack 0, range 3 curse. I actually miss having the net here, to be honest. And actually the Warhammer in its debut is going to be a lot worse, since it's more difficult for us to create that many rifts quickly because we lost Revitalizing Fount. Ugh. Yeah, it was a rough loss, getting rid of Revitalizing Fount. Level 2 card, but it hits way above its weight class. Okay, so we're going to go like 1, 2, 3 here, and we're going to shape the hammer like, right? So we're going to do 2, 5, and 5. I would love to immobilize this one here. We would kind of radically change some scenarios where doors reclose when you leave plates. Yes, it would. All right, so 2, 5, 5 in that order. Yeah, I guess here I will go ahead and use my goggles. Probably still no potion though. These aren't that threatening enemies. All right, so let's do it. Okay, got light. We're getting dark here no matter what. So we got +2 down to 7. 2 curses. Okay, next up. Okay, ooh, heal 2 on any ally. Yeah, we'll take that. That's one of the first times that's really been that good. So it's just 1 damage here. 8. And on the... Yeah, unfortunately drawing a nice modifier there is kind of sucks. Really just wanted to see curses on that, because even getting +3 on a 0 is just 3. We don't do anything there. Okay. Then we're going to use the bottom of Anguish and Salvation. Do a heal 5, affect any one ally, and we will do this to the Mindthief. Mindthief back up to 14. Okay, Wind Demon goes. Loses the stun. 1 from the wound down to 6. Frost Demons go. So they have -1 movement, which means the regulars, they have 2 movement. Oof. 1, 2, 1, 2. So we actually do get to choose here. So we're going to choose intelligently because, again, as long as we're playing with the Diviner, we are exploiting monster AI. So if we had this one go here, then this one will make it here and they both hit us. But this one actually chooses between these two without any other consideration. So we'll have this one go here, which means this one's not going to be able to make it. So then this one here. I guess I'd rather have them clumped up. I'll let that go there as well. Okay, so 2 will hit first the Mindthief and then the Cragheart, and then 5 will hit the Mindthief. And these are all creating ice, that doesn't really matter. They're all attack 5. So Mindthief, okay, nice. Cragheart, nice. Mindthief. Yeah, I did shuffle just. I hope I didn't forget the last curse. I actually think I did forget the last curse, but whatever, at this point it's too late. I think I forgot the curse from the last Wind Demon, but oh well. So +1 on a 5 is 6. Okay, and then the Ice Storm goes, actually going to create wind. Wow, almost managed to create the rainbow here. And summon a normal Wind Demon, but summoning does require an empty adjacent hex, and there are none. A little bit interesting, since Wind Demons actually fly, so theoretically they should be able to be summoned on obstacles, but summon rules are summon rules. Okay. So yeah, Cragheart should definitely short rest here. Cataclysm is a giant move, which is useful, but we've got bigger fish to fry, as the saying goes. So using Blind Destruction with the bottom of Brutal Momentum Consuming Earth would just be insane here, but the issue is the initiative is too bad and we can get immobilized or get disarmed. So I believe we're supposed to just use Blind Destruction regardless. We should still, I mean, as long as we get a +1, we do get a kill on this by like splashing from here to this, because this will take 1 from his wound. So we don't really need to go that insane. So good initiative or best initiative plus insane attack. All right. What's the Mindthief doing then? We do have Dark. We actually can attack with Shared Nightmare here. And we might as well Empathetic Assault while we're at it. Yes, it heals us and sets us up with advantage. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Alright. So should we deck stack the Cragheart here? I'm a bit tempted to be honest. How close are you to dying? I guess if the Mindthief hits this, then we would be able to kill this with a splash damage as well. And no matter what, I guess I should move and attack with this. Attacking the Cragheart seems good, but yeah, it's probably better to just do a stun. This is just the safest line. The Cragheart should get the kill. Going after you, huh? That's annoying. Okay, there's a lot of stuff happening. I mean, whatever, we'll stun one of the Frost Demons. So Mindthief is up first. We're going to use the bottom of Empathetic Assault. This is going to heal us for 2. We'll move 2. We're going to go to here, I think. No, further than that. For considerations of what you're doing? No, I don't think so. Actually, yeah, we do want to move further away so the Cragheart gets focused on us. Okay, and then we're going to use the top of Shared Nightmare. We're going to consume the Dark, create, oops, that doesn't matter, create new ice. This gives us an attack 3, range 4, target 2, poison, curse. So I would really like to kill this off. So I think hitting this plus this makes the most sense. Putting poison on this, the only thing is if we kill this, this really sucks. We shouldn't kill it, right? Even a crit doesn't actually kill it. Yeah, we would have to get like +1 in the crit, or +1 and +1 +2, something like that. Because by putting poison on this, this increases the damage of Blind Destruction so that it'll deal more splash damage. I think overkill damage does work with Blind Destruction. It's actually been a long time since I played with Blind Destruction, so I don't remember that well. Let's do a quick check, but I don't believe there's any reason why it wouldn't. I'm just double checking because you never know. No, not specified. So again, I think that's pretty clear. All right, and so again, by poisoning, I mean, by hitting this one, we increase the chances that, like, again, both the, we're trying to get all three of these to die. By putting poison on this will increase the damage of Blind Destruction by 1, which means that it'll get 5 damage splash here unless we miss, or get a really bad modifier, and 5 damage splash here, plus the wound kills this, and 5 damage splash here, plus our attack gets us kind of close to killing this. Yes, depends on what we draw, but we have advantage, so yeah, I think this makes sense. We'll hit Frost Demon 2 and Ice Storm 2 in that order. Both of these are attack 3 poison curses with advantage. The Frost Demon, we got a +1, and then on the Ice Storm, we got a +2. Alright, that works pretty well. So 4 damage here, it's down to 3, and +2 on a 3 is 5, but this thing has 2 shield, so it takes 3 damage. 5, perfect. Good roll poisoned. There, and they get 2 curses. Okay. So then it is the Cragheart's turn. Cragheart's going to use the bottom of Unstable Upheaval as default move 2. We're just going to move 1 away to here. If we want to attack this without disadvantage, we're going to attack number 2, Frost Demon number 2, with the top of Blind Destruction. Alright, here goes. Whew. Okay. That is good. Alright, so our attack is a 4 base, +1 from the poison is 5, +1 from the +1 modifier is 6. We kill this Frost Demon, and then we do 6 splash everywhere. So that kills this, and this puts this down to 2. Yeah, Blind Destruction, what a card. And again, we're avoiding doing the really broken things with Blind Destruction. I assure you, it can be much, much worse than this. Alright, so you've been eliminated, and you've been eliminated. Okay, so now the Diviner is up. So we're going to use the bottom of Seal Our Fate as a move 3, yada yada. 1, 2, 3 to here. What level is Blind Destruction? Blind Destruction is level 9 card. So it's kind of okay that it's a bit broken, right? We're going to make our attack 2 double curse, targeting Frost Demon number 5 here. Nice. Actually, don't mind the miss there, because this does make it so that we get the curses. Otherwise, we, like, basically by getting the miss, we give 3 curses. And honestly, I'd rather get the 3 curses than kill this enemy, which is easy to kill anyway. So because we have 2 curses there, +1 from the rolling modifier. Funny to be happy about a miss, but I am actually happy with this miss. Okay, and then we're going to use the top of Dimensional Transfer, so we gain another experience. We're going to stun and invis this Frost Demon. It's going next immediately, so I'm not going to bother placing those. And that great start. Alright, and that's the end of the round. Frost Demon goes, loses the stun and invis. Alright, so we need to go refill our water in a second here. So we should kill off this Frost Demon. That's kind of a given. The Mindthief should be able to do that, generally speaking. Not sure we want to step on the pressure plate this round. We want to, like, deck stack. Yes, probably do save this move. So maybe we just, like, throw this move away, and this can set up a rift. The turn will be open. That seems good. And us, since again we shouldn't need to attack, we can actually heal the Mindthief for the 4 remaining health she's missing and put a bless into her deck, which is... We'll do that before deck stacking, obviously. The other card we play doesn't matter so much. I'd say Heaving Swing's not going to be good in the near future, so we can just play that. In the immediate future, I should say. Okay, so what are we attacking with? I mean, I guess attacking with Corrupting Embrace is safe, because both of our attacks can't miss, so even if the first one fails, we do take some Retaliate, we're getting a heal anyway, and then we should get a kill with the second. Yeah, this seems alright. Go as early as possible. Do these things. Alright, here goes. So Mindthief's up first. We're going to use the bottom of Cranium Overload. We're going to move here, I suppose. I guess we can get a coin that's further away. Our allies can move less than us. Alright, so we'll move to here. And then we'll attack with the top of Corrupting Embrace. Oh, we get the kill there anyway. All right. So then Cragheart goes. After this round, I am going to go refill my water. I think Jessica's home as well, and I have to talk to her for a minute, so I'll probably go on for like... No, I can actually... Sure. I'll just refill my water after the round. All right, so the Cragheart's up next. We're going to use the bottom heaving swing as a default move too. Grabbing a coin. We're going to gain more experience in the Diviner. Disaster. Hold on. Saying something on the stream. There we go. All right. So then we're going to use the top of Rumbling Advance. We create Earth, and we're going to do a heal 4 Bless on the Mindthief. All right. And then the Diviner goes. So we're going to gain 2 experience here. In the dark, we're going to move through with Ethereal Vortex. I mean, I am going to get the coin, right? Let's be real. We don't get the check marks, we don't get the check marks, so be it. Yeah, if we level up and get the check marks, we'll be at the max amount of perks we can get. That would be nice. And then again, we use the top of Envision to stack 2 decks. We're always stacking the Mindthief deck. I'm actually kind of tempted to stack the monster deck here. We don't have Blind Destruction coming up again for a little while. We're going to be making some attacks where the values matter a little bit less. And knowing when some curses are coming with, again, looking at 9 curses in the enemy deck, I guess the biggest problem with that is the fact that we have the possibility of giving curses again in the near future, but not immediately. And there's only 1 curse left to give. I think it's fine for us to wait a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm going to stack monster deck and Mindthief deck. All right. So the only real question we have now is, should we put the curse before or after the miss? The miss will shuffle the curse back into the deck. I think just getting the guaranteed curse and having back-to-back misses is better, to be honest. I'm just going to put them back like this. I'll remember that they're going to miss twice. Hold on. Then it's +0 on top, right? Yep, perfect. Again, we've got enough curses to give that I don't mind them drawing one of their curses. And again, knowing that there's the next 2 attacks by enemies aren't dealing any damage is pretty valuable. Ooh, we're stacking here as well. All right. So we're going to need to gain strengthen before we attack too much. Presumably we're doing this plus like this attack next turn. We're gonna have ice anyway, so we don't need this ice generator immediately. So what if we do something like this? This looks good, and try to use strengthen to get past the miss at some point in the near future. All right, and that's the end of the round. Like I said, I'll be right back. Just gonna refill my water and stretch the back. All right, back. So, time to go on to the pressure point. I suppose it's the Diviner who should do that then? Because we can actually do something, setting up Void Snare, which actually works when we step onto the pressure plate. So we need to go after 23 on everyone else. Well, Mindthief's going as late as possible then. Hopefully the enemies will move up and we'll get to attack them. And I guess the Cragheart should probably also go late. Can go late in Rock Slide. So if we're gonna Rock Slide, what else are we gonna do with that? So pairing these 2 together makes sense. Pairing this with like this as an attack, I guess, makes sense. Suppose we're just using this. Rock Slide. Okay, this works. Let's go. So the Diviner's up first. We're going to use Dimensional Divide. teleport to here. Which gives shield 1 to all allies within range 3, and then we're going to use Void Snare to create a disarm rift. Which side is more vulnerable? I suppose the Mindthief is more vulnerable, so let's place the disarm rift right there. Alright, at the end of our turn, these doors pop open. Alright, so the spiky traps are wound and damage, and the bear traps are poison and damage. Set all these up. Alright, yeah. Mm-hmm. Set these up anyway, not that they really. Alright, I've also got the 2 stone pillars. What do we have for enemies? We have 1 elite harrower, and 1 regular harrower, and 1 regular stone golem on the bottom, and the exact same thing on the top. We won't be able to split up right away because the amount of enemies in these rooms is like it's supposed to be with just 1 elite. You're supposed to be like deal with that as 1, and then 2 people go up here and deal with these things. But as it's 4, we actually have balanced 2 sides, which doesn't work so well, given that again we're going as 3 rather than 4. Seeing the stone golems again, obviously we're a little bit sad about having lost our execute, but the execute would have just made the scenario too easy. So 2 regulars, right? 4 harrowers in total. Yep. Alright, so the elites have 26 and the regulars have 17. Okay, let's see what they're all up to. Ooh, that's scary. Something less concerning, I suppose. How much? I guess they shouldn't reach this turn. Only 3 movement, 3 range, right? Yeah, we're fine. Alright. So the harrowers go. The harrowers have -1 movement, so this is 3 movement for the elites, 2 for the regulars. I wouldn't have minded 1 reaching here, but 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, then the stone golems go. Again, the stone golems have 3 movement and 3 range. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now the Mindthief is up. Hacking into these retaliates kind of sucks. 4 retaliate. Almost as much damage as we deal. We don't have ice here either, huh? It's actually not even sure that we should be attacking. I mean, that we should be making a top attack at least. Let me just blow my nose quickly, sorry. Alright, back. Guess there's an advantage of being adjacent to it next turn. Actually, the diviner can go again though, and we can have this rift here disarm any that come from this direction. So I think actually just moving up this way is fine. In that case, I'm probably not going to. And then we can even create a rift here. Yes. Let's just go 1, 2 to here, I believe. Knock it all the way next to it, and we're going. I mean, using the bottom of Dark Frenzy. And so we're going to make an attack 3, range 3. So we create ice. Do our attack 3, range 3, targeting Harrow Infestor number 2. So +1. So our 3 does 4 damage. 22. And we're not going to do anything with the top feedback loop. Okay, then the Cragheart's up next. It's a bit annoying. I guess that's fine. We're going to go here, using the bottom of Kinetic Assault as a default move too. And then we're going to top of Rock Slide, which creates Earth, and drop some rocks. And I guess I accidentally delete my rock over there. I'm going to place one rock, 1, 2, 4 here. Place it, yeah, here gets us direct damage on both of these. One rock here. This is just kind of out of the way. Also relatively easy to push into. And again, gets us direct damage here. And then we're going to place our other rock here, which just creates a choke point over here with the rift. Okay, that works. 2 direct damage here, direct damage here, and 2 direct damage here. Not bad. Yeah, that's the end of the round. Rest for the Diviner and Mindthief. I will not be bringing back the Mind's Weakness here. Actually, maybe can get away with bringing back the Mind's Weakness here. Yeah, I think I can. I don't really want to go up and be making melee attacks right now anyway. Alright, sure. Yeah, I mean, at this point, everyone's back to full health, essentially. Just missing 1. I don't think I'm rerolling to keep that, though, because, again, I need to make sure I keep the Disarm Rifts. Unfortunately, our initiative has a bit an issue here, so we should really just go with our best possible initiative. I do want to strengthen to avoid that null, you're right. We've got other ways around it as well. Like, I don't think I can reroll on it is the biggest issue, because there's so many cards. I mean, like, basically I don't have the choice to reroll when Mind's Weakness is in my discard, especially since Mind's Weakness is in my discard, and I've already lost my other augment, so it's not like I can even fall back on using the stupid level 9 augment. So I just simply can't reroll. Like, I do want the strengthen, but there are other ways around it. Again, if I use, like, the bottom of Perverse Edge as the null attack, so be it, right? Or I maybe just restack the deck a couple times, forever putting it off, etc. We'll see. Losing the strengthen does suck, but basically all my cards are really important. Mindthief's Curse, too many cards you don't want to lose. Exactly. I mean, it really... Mindthief is one of the classes in the game with the most of this feeling, I think. Alright, so... I mean, we need to go as early as possible and create the Disarm Rift, or do we? Yeah, because that way this Rift actually does something. If we don't create the Disarm Rift up here, then this Rift also won't be disarming. So let's go ahead and do that. So basically we're going to use this for initiative. Now it's defaulted, and we can even go down to 13. Unfortunately, 13 is the fastest we can go, which Horrors can still go before that, but not a lot we can do about it here. So Mindthief can actually do 2 range attacks by doing this and this. The only thing that sucks is that we don't have Dark. Getting poison on these 2 Horrors would be nice. Also, no, I guess we don't really want to add curses because we know they have the misses coming. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is fine. Regardless, we don't want to move up next to any enemies because we take Retaliate. We also want them to move through the Disarm Rifts, so doing a bunch of range attacks is actually just good here. Yeah, same story for the Cragheart, right? Might as well set ourselves up Strengthen and just do another range attack. Is it better to wait, maybe? Hope that the other ones move up. No, the other ones won't move up because these will block the... They won't be able to find focus afterwards. No, so we'll do it like this. Alright, here goes. That's really annoying. Not moving into our Disarm Rift. And healing itself. Alright. Horrors. So it's going to make an attack at -1, and normally attacks for 5, so here 4, and it's going to muddle the Mindthief. Well, that is awful. Truly awful. Wow, that is a disaster. Oh no, the Mindthief's first. Mindthief's first. Woo. Okay. No, less of a disaster. Less of a disaster. All right. Mindthief's first up at 7, so we're going to begin by using the bottom of Dark Frenzy, creating a new ice, moving to here. What else is annoying is we're going to be like damaging this one now, but damaging it kind of sucks because it's just going to heal itself. Oh, we can just draw the miss on this one though, since it's going to heal itself anyway. Perfect. That works. Okay, so anyway, we move to there with Dark Frenzy, so we put ourselves in range of the other one. And then we're going to make an attack 3, range 3. targeting Harrower number 2. Flip a +0, so damage, 17. Correct? Yep. Then we're going to use the Top of Shared Nightmare, doing attack 3, range 4, target 2. So first we'll target Harrower number 2, then we'll target Harrower number 1. I think your deck stack is amazing. Having definite information for something that is normally undefined is so good. Alright, so first the top Harrower, +2, then the bottom Harrower. Oh, a miss! What do you know? So again, here we get +2 on our 3, which is 5 damage. It's down to 12. And here we miss. And again, getting the miss here is great because this is going to heal itself for 4 anyway. So missing out on damage doesn't actually matter. Like, if we got a +0 or +1, this would be the exact same as dealing 0 damage. So this is a great way to get rid of the null. Okay, so now the Harrowers go. So this one is going to heal itself for 4, up to 16. It's going to make a muddling attack on the Cragheart, which, as we know, deal any damage. Okay. So next up is the aforementioned Cragheart. So now we're going to do... What exactly is our plan going to be for the Diviner now? Huh? These things have minus movement, so nothing's going through our disarm rifts here. We can still just place another rift this round. Will help us with Vortex. Man, not having Fount and having to get enough rifts for Vortex, so much worse. God, losing Fount is brutal. So last week, one of the players in our group unlocked Lightning Bolts, but he decided to go with Mindthief instead. Nobody's played it yet, and he has a Skaven mini. He's gung-ho on use. Nice. Yeah, it should be fun. I mean, Lightning Bolts is a really fun class and very powerful, but Mindthief is also a really fun class and very powerful, so can't go wrong. I suppose on the Cragheart we want to attack this. By doing that, we're going to get some splash damage here. And then, yeah, we'll be in a good spot to use Brutal Momentum, actually, afterwards. That works. So we're going to move up using the bottom of Blunt Force, which is going to strengthen us. Moving to here. Then we're going to use the top of Massive Boulder. Attack 3, range 3, doing 1 splash, targeting Harrower Infestor number 4. Splashing onto the golem. We have both advantage, or strengthen and muddle. Ooh, beautiful. Alright, so we do 6 here. Bring this down to 9. We get 1 direct damage here. Bring this down to 13. Good strengthen. Alright. Our muddle goes away. Our strengthen, however, does not. We also have 1 retaliate, but that really doesn't matter. So then the Diviner goes. So we're going to use the bottom of Void Snare as a default move too. We're going to use Endurance Potion Charge to bring it back. We go 1, 2 like this. And then we're going to use Dimensional Divide. Place 1 Rift token on any unoccupied hex within range 5. When any enemy enters a hex containing a Rift token this round, it gains Wound and Immobilize. So we can set up a Rift further in here. 1, 2, 3. I think we'll place it here. Unfortunately, this isn't going to make it there this turn since it has the -1 movement and only 2 movement. But I think having it here, it's kind of the same thing. Yeah, I guess this is more centralized. Well, this isn't actually even going to move, is it, huh? Yeah, I don't know. It's basically the same thing. I guess we'll put it there. Yep. Yeah, that's what I told him. It's probably an easier transition from Tinker than Cthulhu anyways. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so Stone Golems go. They have -1 movement, so this one moves 1. This one cannot move at all. Alright. So Cragheart's going to play these 2 cards. We'll see exactly what we do with them in a second. The Diviner probably just wants to do Disarm Rift again, huh? And then Ethereal Vortex afterwards? Yeah, I think so. In that case, fortunately we have only crap initiatives now. We can still go down to 20, which works against, I would say, half of the Horror cards. Horrors can be brutal. This gives 2 curses. Yeah, that's exactly how many curses they're missing. Although we don't want to give curses yet, because we know they have the miss on top. Like them to attack. Is it better to save this? And do what else, though? Probably not. I mean, whatever. We reshuffle the miss, we reshuffle the miss. There's a decent chance that they go before us and attack anyway. Although I guess in that case, our Void Snare plan isn't very good. But Void Snare is also just setting us up another rift so that we can use Ethereal Vortex. Oh, how I misfound. And I think that's better than any of these other things. Alright, so what is the Mindthief up to? We have ice. Getting smashed by the Cragheart. Cragheart's going to take some Retaliate, though. That's okay. Or Cragheart can actually go up here and maybe smash the Stone Golem. I mean, we've got options. Or do both, because we still have the Battle Axe. So what's the Mindthief doing, then? So we have this stun. Have our boots still? We don't have our boots. We didn't long rest. So it's unclear. What we want to attack. I guess if we just move to here and attack this, and then the Cragheart attacks it, that should kill it. We're gonna take a bit of damage, but maybe that's okay. How much damage would we need to deal? So the Cragheart's gonna attack it for 3, plus 2 from the earth is 5, plus the 2 push is 9. Was it not a 7? Yeah, so making an attack 8. This gives us a fair amount of safety in doing this. We go after the Cragheart, then the Cragheart takes the Retaliate instead of us, but then our initiative kind of sucks. And we have the possibility of stunning, so it's probably better that our initiative doesn't suck. So yeah, that makes more sense to just do it like this. So what if we take Retaliate? I mean, what, it's 4 Retaliate? We'll be alright. Cragheart still got healing for us afterwards. Alright, let's go. Again? Oh, you dicks! It's so bad. That is really bad. Horrors. Alright. So I mean, I guess we have to stun this. It sucks because this one's also going to attack the Cragheart now. God. That really sucks. Oh, we don't have the Mind's Weakness up. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot about that. I forgot that we took it down. We didn't set it back up. I was like, we need to Endurance Potion, but wait. We have not used Endurance Potion charge yet. Forgot to reset it after the last scenario. Yeah, this really sucks. I mean, we have to stun it now because if we don't stun it, it's healing for more anyway. Alright, so we're going to use the bottom of Frame Overload. We're going to move to here. Yeah, this turn's turning out much worse than expected. So we're going to use the top of Frigid Apparition. This is actually just going to be an attack for stun because we don't have Mind's Weakness up and we're not using the ice for attack. So we consume the ice and we make an attack for stun, hitting the Elite Horror. Okay, we take 4 Retaliate. Horror takes 6, going down to 10, and gets stunned. At least we're preventing the heal 4 and an attack. Okay, so the Horror Infestors go. So these all don't do anything. This one attacks the Cragheart. The good thing is it is flipping the miss now. The bad thing is it's muddling the Cragheart, which decreases our chances of getting a +1, which we really need to get the to get the sort of guaranteed kill there, we can say. All right, so it misses, muddles here, and also heals itself for 2. No, for 4. Sorry. How would it have taken so much damage? Oh yeah, we attacked it last turn with Massive Boulder. All right. That was annoying. Yeah, none of these have anything to heal. So then the Cragheart is up. Yeah. Loses its stun. So if we attack this with Brutal Momentum, again, we're doing 9 base. So we just need a +1, which is pretty likely. I think our deck is definitely more likely +1 than not. So let's go for it. So we're going to attack with Brutal Momentum. We're going to use the Tremor Blade to consume Earth. So this gives us an attack 5, push 2. We will be using the push. Targeting Horror Infestor number 2. Neither advantaged nor disadvantaged. Ah, got it. Perfect. Way to go, Cragheart. Alright. So our attack does 6. Plus there's 2 times that we can't push it anywhere. So it takes 4 more direct damage, which is 10 total damage. Killing it. Alright. So then we have a move 4 jump. Have anything to gain from moving up? Really? Finer probably wants the coins more than anyone else in the party. I mean, I guess I'll just move up a bit. Why not? I can go to here to tank. 4. All right, let's go there. And we're done. Oh no, we don't want to be in a straight line. Oh no, we're not in a straight line from that. Perfect. Because it can do its stupid line attack thing. All right, and so we're done. So then the diviner goes. So we're going to begin by using Seal Their Fate. We're going to move 3 here. Oops. Miss. You also still need to place a rift here. I actually have to be doing that first. I think another rift here gives me another attack with Ethereal Vortex, though. Yeah, I can place this rift later when I'm moving, I think. We'll have time. All right. So I get a attack 2, range 3, curse 2. We'll attack the Harwin Fester because the other enemy has shield, so it wouldn't really take effective damage. Okay, so +1, so we get 3 damage there. Down to 10. We give it 2 curses. There are the only 2 curses remaining. Okay, and then we use the top of Void Snare, and we're just placing a rift for the fun of it, essentially. Yeah, I can just place this rift here. It'll still be able to move up and hit. Doesn't really matter. I guess... No, it doesn't change. Yeah, I suppose... No, I can't actually reach behind. Yeah, okay. No, I can't. Yeah, sure, this is fine. Okay. I'm gonna be able to move them anyway. It doesn't really... Alright, Stone Golems go. They have... Wait. Do they have... No, they had -1 movement last turn. They have +1 movement here, though. Oh, alright. So the rifts are actually going to do something. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And you get disarmed for 2 rounds. Nice. And that's the other round. Alright. If you'll all excuse me for just a couple minutes. Jessica did catch me in the hallway, and I do have to help her with something now that she is back. Take very long. And then we'll come back and do... Let's see. Should the Cragheart long rest? I don't know. We'll see. Figure that out when we get back. Anyway, like I said, I'll be back in just 2 to 3 minutes maximum.
Alright, I'm back. It is really hot in here though, so I have turned on the air conditioning. As usual, if the sound of the air conditioning is coming through on the microphone, please let me know and I'll try to make some adjustments. And or just turn it back off as soon as possible. So please do let me know on that. Alright. So we still have to decide the Cragheart long rest or short rest, huh? And the Cragheart does contribute a fair amount of damage. We're also not really that threatened, and I wouldn't mind taking the opportunity to long rest, but I think I'll probably short rest again here. I should be able to long rest once we've killed all these enemies. Ugh, man, that's rough, huh? Losing our strengthened machine? I don't like that. But we have better cards. Alright. So, what now? We can get a bunch of direct damage on this with blunt force, which is good. We could also get a bunch of direct damage on it with blind destruction, which is probably even better to do that first. Or I was saying blunt force, I mean brutal momentum. We can buff it with this. Our initiative doesn't really matter here because the Horror shouldn't hit us. I mean, it's going to do that stupid 7 initiative again, but this just adds 1 more damage, actually adding 2 more damage, which is pretty good, I think. Alright, so what are we doing? So we're going at 57-74. We could always stun invis something. Fortunately, this rift down here not really doing anything. I guess we wanted to use Ethereal Vortex here. And what are we doing on bottom? I guess Call of the Nether's not going to be good anytime soon, so we can just use this as like a default bottom, or maybe swap spots with something. We'll see. And Miss Mindthief. Do we still have our jump? We do, so we can get to the other side. But we want to do it after the Cragheart goes. But I guess that's fine. We can do that easily enough. Oh yeah, we need to set up Mind's weakness. Alright, this works. Like a plan. Really? 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 Yeah, just TTS. There's only one of those. Alright, let's double check. Yep, there's only one of those. So, what is that? This is 1 in 512. That is a 0.2% chance of happening. Or just TTSing. That is frustrating. That is extremely frustrating. Alright, so this goes, heals itself up to 14, attacks the Cragheart, -1 and -1. Cragheart takes 2. Again, the muddle being the most annoying thing. The muddle and the fact that they just keep healing themselves over and over again. So unbelievable. It's funny that I predicted this would happen too, and I'm still surprised when it happens. Alright, Diviner's up next. So we're going to go ahead and use the top of Ethereal Vortex, move all Rift tokens up to 2 hexes. So I'm going to move your Cragheart and Mindthief cards are backwards, by the way. Yeah, I have a tendency to do that. Thank you very much. I'm going to move this Rift token to here, and then move this Rift token to here. I'd rather get the attack on the Stone Golem because the attack has Pierce and the Stone Golem has Shield. I think it's a little bit more valuable. Okay, so this gives us a bunch of attack 2s. The curses don't matter, so just attack 2, Pierce 2s in each instance. We'll do Golem 2, Golem 5, Power 4. Okay, so 4, 3. Alright, so 4 here, plus 2 shield is effective 6, has 3 shield. Or sorry, plus 2 pierce. Effective 6, 3 shield, so 3 damage. Here we get 2 damage. And here we just got 4, right? Respectable Diviner, respectable. And we've got the bottom of Call of the Nether. I really don't want to swap anything, is the thing. Warhammer? No, there's no real point. We're not in under any danger from these things. I mean, I guess we're never really fighting again after this. I probably should have just Warhammered here. Yeah, you're right, actually.
just, it's kind of, it's so wasted though. At the same time, this is completely non-threatening. Like it only, I mean, I guess there's like one card it can pull in the near future that matters. Like stunning it for this turn doesn't really do much. Stunning this doesn't do too much. Stunning this doesn't do anything. I don't know. I think we'll probably have another opportunity to use the Warhammer where it's a little bit more valuable, but it is a fair point to consider it. All right. So again, we can swap positions with something using the bottom called the Nether, but I don't think we want to do that. In fact, I think we'll just do absolutely nothing with our bottom and stay where we are. Okay. I guess we can, if we had dark, we can also use this to set up some more rifts on bottom. In situations like this when we don't want to do anything else. Oh well. Alright, so next up is the Cragheart. Stop the horror when inevitably gets the same heal 4 card next round. I mean, again, I'm not counting on that. At that point, what are we at? Like 1 in 4,000 approximately. I know, hold on. Yeah. I mean, at this point, the odds of it happening is still only 1 in 8, right? But the overall odds of this would have been 0.02%. Anyway. Alright. So we're going to use the bottom of Heaving Swing, add +1 to all your range attacks this round. We're going to use Blind Destruction. We're going to make, therefore, an attack 5 targeting this Horror. We are unfortunately muddled. There's nothing we can do about this. I love it. All because of this card, this action that they took. I mean, like, I'm not in any danger of losing this scenario, alright? So this is just more just frustration than anything else. Alright. Mindthief's up next. So we're going to do a move 4 jump with feedback loop. 4 to here. Don't have ice or anything, huh? We're take a fair amount of retaliate, and we're actually missing a fair amount of health too. But I don't want to go down here and hit these things, so I guess I can hit this. Sure. Let's hit the stone golem. Alright, so we're gonna activate weakness, and this just goes attack 3 on the stone. Okay. So 6 is 3 actual damage. 7. We're done. Stone golems have 2 movement. Alright. So, oops. This card plus this card. The crazy thing is we can't beat their 7 initiative, so I swear to God, if they do this again, we're doing a table flip. Alright, we're gonna play these 2 cards. I don't know what we're gonna do with them. We're gonna do something. What are we going to do down here? Dropping rocks isn't great. It's kind of useful. I guess Brutal Momentum essentially gives us a kill here, plus the Mindthief's attack, so I can get that, huh? And we're going to use Unstable Heal just to default bottom, just to go as early as possible, and we're going to Endurance Potion it back. Wow, they didn't do the 7. Alright. So, Mindthief's up first. We're going to begin by using the top of Corrupting Embrace, making an attack 3 poison, attack 4 muddle. We're going to do all these targeting Stone Golem number 2 here. Okay. So 2 damage. This is a 4. So 3 damage. We get 5 total damage, putting this down to 2. This poisoned, muddled. Then we're going to use, God, these things are insistent on healing. Bottom for a Sedge. We're going to attack this Horror. Unfortunately, we're going to take some Retaliate for this, but it's better than letting it have a turn. Okay. So we get +1, so 2 damage. Down to 8. How good is Wound on this thing, huh? We're just going to heal next turn. And like that. Alright. So we're done. Therefore, retaliate. Then the Cragheart goes. We're going to use the top of Brutal Momentum as an attack 3 on this Stone Golem. We will be using the push. Infestor Evil. I love the design, but also because I did the ability cards. Yeah, I think the design's interesting. Don't bother me. Alright, -2. We don't get any damage, but we push it twice. Actually, only one time, but it dies. Like, I think they're a good design. Don't have any issues with them. Yeah, they do keep you on your toes. They're very challenging enemies who don't resort to summoning, which is certainly a good thing, I think. Of course, if they flip the exact same 7 initiative card every time, they get a bit more annoying, but... Alright, then we've got the bottom of Unstable Upheaval's default move 2. Move over here and grab this coin. Alright. So they go. So the ones down here finally move. So it's 3 movement for the elite, 2 movement for the regular. 1, 2. So from here it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Or from here it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, so it doesn't move any further than that. 1, 2. Don't have any health to heal either down there. Alright. So then the Diviner goes. We can stun Invisible something. Not a lot to be gained from that, because we don't want to move down here, because this thing's actually going to make a ranged attack where it takes damage. So I don't want to stun Invisible, because that would prevent it from taking damage. But I don't want to move down and stun Invisible one of the Heartwards, because then I get attacked by the Stone Golem. So in that case, I guess I'm just using Envision the Course. To do a little deck stack. Probably a good idea to stack the Mindthief's deck here, to be perfectly honest. Knowing how much damage we're going to deal against retaliated enemies is really valuable. So we'll use the top of Envision the Course. Just on the Mindthief. Ugh, this thing. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. So we got +2 and a crit coming up, huh? Huh. Alright. And then we've got the bottom of Dimensional Transfer. Actually, don't really want to move much more, because I want to stay in range so I can place a Rift here. Or at the very least here, I guess. Just one away from that, and that actually works just fine. Alright, yeah, so I'll do nothing with the bottom of Dimensional Transfer. Okay, Stone Golem goes, suffers 2, on 12. Okay. So now I'm gonna short rest, because yeah, I want to get this armor stuff. I'm gonna short rest on the Mindthief as well. Alright, losing that at this point is perfectly fine. I keep Mind's Weakness active. Yeah, I mean that sucks a little bit, but it's okay. Yeah, I said there was no risk of me losing. I guess it is actually possible for me to lose. Just because I'm running out of longevity here. Just because of how much they've mitigated. Oh wait, hold on. You were to take 1 down to 7 and losers. This is annoying because the Mindthief can only kill that. Not really what I want though, huh? The problem is the Mindthief can't hit these other things. Not really, at least. Ah, I said we would do this. As usual, we forgot. But why do I have an odd hand size? All right. The Diviner does want to drop down a Rift with this. I guess we want to go as early as possible, so we're using this. So it can allow us to go 13. I think we'll go at 13 as well and probably drop some rocks. And that does leave the Mindthief to take care of that stupid horror up there, which is such a waste of all this beautiful crit action. In that case, we can kind of just attack with whatever we want. Get hit for how much here? This is a base 8, 9, 10. We could hit for 20 damage here. What if the Cragheart moves something towards us? We actually can't. The problem is we can't reach anything except this stupid thing up here. But if the Cragheart actually uses the compass to move something towards us... Because the problem is we're limited by 5 movement. That's all we have. Or we can use Ethereal Vortex bottom already. The Mindthief could just go one-shot this thing? Does seem good. And the Mindthief has to go after the Diviner, though. Which is a bit of an annoyance. But no, that actually works. So with this... I mean, no. Oh yeah, but if we'll just have... So we just have to use our Boots of Stride. I mean, our Boots of Speed. That's fine, though. What do we want to move with? I guess this is fine. Alright. That means that Cragheart actually needs to be the one to deal with this now. That's that we don't have any sort of push. We could just push it a little bit. We could actually kill it by just compassing it into one of the traps. But we do not have that. Suppose in that case, just attacking it with something like this is probably the best, and using Rumbling Advance to do a little bit of extra direct damage. And it should hopefully die, because 4 plus 1 is 5. If we get a +1 modifier, that's 6, and the 1 from the wound is 7. Alright, well, here goes. 7 initiative card again. Now 16. Nothing we can do about that, huh? Alright. So anyway, the Diviner does need to go first. I mean, go before the Mindthief, so we're going to use our Boots of Speed to go from 30 down to 20. Borrowers go first. Aren't doing anything. One takes 1 from its wound down to 6 and attacks the Cragheart, who has lower initiative than the Mindthief. Attacks at +2, so normally 4, here 6. 7. Okay. Ouch. And it also had, oh, the Cragheart's immobilized. Also actually a bit annoying. And this is additional retaliate. Alright, so the Cragheart goes at 19. So we're going to use the bottom Rumbling Advance, creating Earth, doing 1 direct damage here, I believe, and 1 direct damage to the Mindthief. And then we're going to make an attack 4 on this Harrower. Here we go. Whew. Nice. Pretty important, because otherwise we were taking 6 retaliate. It was a little bit risky. We just really needed this thing to die. We couldn't run the risk, now that the Mindthief's leaving it alone, that it would go and heal next turn. We got it. Alright, so next up is the Diviner at 20. So our Disarm Rift again kind of sucking. Anyway, so we're going to place Rift. We've got 1 Rift, 2, 3, 4, so we can place 1 more. We're going to place a Disarm Rift here. Using the top of Void Snare, and then we're going to use the bottom of Ethereal Vortex, gaining 1 experience. We're going to place a character token on, I guess, this Rift here and this Rift here. Linking the 2 of them for ourselves and our allies. And then I'm going to actually go all the way up to here. Okay. Then the Mindthief goes at 29. Ooh, oh no, but this will run through this Disarm Rift. I guess that's fine then. Alright, so the Mindthief goes at 29, so we have the bottom of Cranium Overload as a move 5. We're going to go 1 into the Linked Rift, 2 to here, 3, 4, 5, like this. Then we're going to attack with the top of Frigid Apparition as an attack 4, plus 2 from the Mind's weakness is 6. Plus we're going to use our Frigid Blade to consume ice. This gives us a total of attack 8. Targeting Harrower number 3. 9, 10, and a crit, thus 20. Again, one-shotting that. Beautiful. And then the Stone Golems go. They have +1 movement, so 3. And disarm for 2. Okay. That's the end of the round. We need to save the jump. We do need to move down there. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the move 4 jump isn't enough. And I guess these two things are fine. Yeah, 8 initiative will be fine for the phone. Alright, so we'll do this and this. Up here, well, we've killed all the enemies. The Cragheart is no longer immobilized. We need to make our way towards one of those pressure plates. Hold on. No, it's not. Alright. So... I mean, I guess creating a rift up here is useful. And moving a bit to teleport 4. It does get us on the trap immediately, so we might as well just go for that now. I mean, on the pressure plate. Alright. And so then the Cragheart needs to use the move 4 jump next time. So this time we can just do that move 4. I guess we should actually place some... Doesn't really matter that we have late initiative here. Okay. So here goes. There's the line attack. Alright, so the Mindthief is up first. Of course, now they're moving, now that we have the Mindthief down there with them. So we're going to begin by using the top of Shared Nightmare. This creates ice. We're going to do an attack 3, range 4, target 2. We'll target first the Stone Golem and then the Harrower. Okay. Yep. So we got 5 damage on the Harrower. Not bad. And then we'll use the bottom of Dark Frenzy as a move 3. Here. Okay, then the Diviner's up. So we will use the top of Dimensional Divide. Can't have a rift here anymore. Place a rift here. And then we'll use the bottom of Dimensional Transfer to do a teleport 4. 1, 2, 4. Into here. Chillin'. From Gloom, only greed and death emerges. It's the digital Gloomhaven catchphrase, and I kind of like it. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so then the Stone Golems go. They have +1 movement. 3. 3 suffers 1 damage down to 11. The Harrower Infestor goes -1 movement, so 3. Yeah, it's got to be closer, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 4. So 3 hexes afterwards, yes. But I can't quite make it there this turn because of the -1 movement. Okay, and then the Cragheart goes. I guess we're creating Earth and dropping rocks. It's actually in our interest to drop some rock. Probably not. I mean, I guess never know with the Earth. Although we did already lose Cataclysm. Most exciting of rock. There we go. And then we move here. Okay. The Mindthief is going to jump on over past the traps. Grab the... Not having late initiative this round for the Cragheart kind of sucks, because we'd like to actually draw the enemies back up to the Cragheart, since the Mindthief is going to be on the other side of the traps, the Cragheart wouldn't be. But nothing we can do about that. Other than long resting here, but we actually need to use the jump now, and then we can rest afterward. Alright, and then send this to the Diviner. When we go... Actually, I guess it could, because then we can move back out of it. We could actually tank the trap ourselves. Yeah, then they might move back towards us. Yeah, so it is actually good for us to go earlier. Okay. 38, 11. Okay, so the Mindthief's up first. We're going to do a move 4 jump with Corrupting Embrace. going to here. Not doing anything with the top of our sedge. Stone golems go. They've got some retaliate. Alright, so then the Cragheart goes. We're going to do move 4 jump with meteor. Here. Alright, so at the end of our turn, these doors open. Unleashes upon us 2 more elite stone golem. I'm not going to bother setting helps on these things because I never plan on killing them. And they're also just sitting there building up some retaliate. Alright, so now the diviner goes. So I'm actually going to stack their deck. So at this point, our damage doesn't matter. Our goal is actually... So the goal for this scenario, I guess I didn't read it at the beginning, is just to loot the treasure tile. We actually just have to make it to this treasure tile to win. At this point, we don't really care so much about killing things. We actually just care about not dying. Accordingly, yeah, it makes sense to stack their deck. So I'm going to use the top of Envision to do a little deck stacking over here. Yeah, that's not great. I was hoping to see more curses slash misses than that with 10 in their deck. Didn't get quite a representative sample, but that's okay. Got a curse on top. And then we're going to use the bottom Steal Their Fate as a move 3. So, at the same time, I guess I don't mind this moving further down here because I want the center to be more open. So actually, yeah, I'll just stay where I am. I don't really care if it makes it the Mindthief. Good luck, Mindthief. I believe in you. It's a mean thing to say about the Mindthief, huh? Alright, so this thing has 4 movement. Because here it can't find focus except by going through a trap. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And that's that. Alright, so... One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't quite make it is the problem. Even if we get our boots back. So is it better to go late, to go 1, 2, 3, 4, hoping that these things move past this? What if they haven't? Then we would have to short rest again, just getting it back. Yeah, I think that's fine no matter what. Alright, so we're going to short rest. Are you close enough to teleport straight into the last room? I don't believe we are, actually. It's a little bit awkward to draw here, but I believe we would need 1 more teleport. This would be 1, 2... I mean, it's like... I guess they're like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. I've been waiting for a good teleport through Dead Space. Yeah, if we had enhanced one of our teleports with +1, which again is not too expensive, and we use some of them, but... We're just limited by prosperity at this point. We would actually be able to make it, but again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're one away from being able to do a really nice teleport through Dead Space to make it through. Again, instead we just have to use the Ethereal Vortex, which is also okay. Alright, so we need a short rest as well as the Cragheart. I guess the Mindthief should also short rest to avoid dying. We'll bring back the Mind's Weakness. Yeah, don't really care about that at this point. Don't care about that at this point. Don't really care about that at this point. Alright, so Mindthief had to short rest because we want to not die, so we can just go and biz here or something like that. We'll see. Oh, we can even compass one of the things out of the way, so we're actually pretty good. So we want to go as late as possible, and we want to do our move jump. Okay. The Diviner just needs to use Ethereal Vortex. And the other top, or the other action. So we do not want to gain experience. This is gaining us 1 experience. Can we make it to a coin somewhere? Not really, especially since we're moving with Ethereal Vortex. Deck stacking at this point doesn't really help. I guess the Mindthief could have long rested since we knew that there was a curse on top. Yeah, the other card we played doesn't matter much. Play something like that. I don't really know. Alright. So we do these things, and the Mindthief. She doesn't matter much either. We're Going to cower in fear. Guess we should do a move 4 jump just in case. We'll activate this. No, we don't want to go so late though, right? We'll play something that's not a big movement. We're gonna do this. Okay. Oh, there's a 7 again. So the Horror Infester's up first. Gonna move, yeah. Everyone's behind traps. It's gonna move into this trap. So what does this trap even do? This is a poison and damage trap. So it's 9 damage. 12, poisoning it. Okay, and it creates dark, and it makes an attack -1 poison and a curse. So this just leads to poisoning them. Okay. There are no other horrors. Golems are moving and going before the Cragheart. That's what matters. Okay, great. So the Mindthief goes. Gonna do a move 4 jump with Corrupting Embrace. I'm just gonna leave this thing behind. I don't really care. I'm gonna try to go to coin. 1, 2, 4 to here. Go ahead and pop my invis. And there's no real reason to waste my time attacking this thing. I mean, I could get a disarm or like a stun on it, but I don't care that much. All right, the Diviner goes. We're just going to use the bottom of Ethereal Vortex. This does give us 1 experience. So again, in case I wasn't clear last time I used this, since this is really the highlight of our scenario, highlight of the Diviner strategy for the scenario. Place 1 of your character tokens on any 2 separate Rift tokens. Until the end of the round, the hexes containing these Rift tokens are considered adjacent to each other for the purposes of movement for you and all of your allies. We're going to place a character token on this Rift token and this Rift token. So these 2 hexes are now adjacent for us and our allies. And for a top, we're not going to do anything with Sealer Fate because we don't want to gain experience. Okay, so the Stone Golems go. They have 3 movement for the elites and 2 movement for the regular. So there's nothing down here anymore since the Mindthief's invis. So 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, no matter which one we. Okay. Okay. So then the Cragheart goes. So we're going to use the bottom of Meteor as a move 4 jump. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's no real reason to use the top of Massive Boulder here, I think. So we quite simply won't. All right, and that's that. So for us, we just need to move here 3, and we need to move as early as possible. We play this top. Bottom actually gives us 3 movement, so that's fine. As for us, so again, we don't want to gain experience. We can't really make it to any money. Do another deck stack. You never know, and we'll play this card. Us, we can make it to money. I'm gonna go late. We want it to move off of the money, actually. Yeah, so we go as late as we can, and presumably move money. I guess we can execute it with Cranium Overload and then move on to the coin. Ooh, so we actually want to do that early. Yeah. Who cares if we get a hit? This way we get another coin. Okay. Here goes. One last time for good measure, huh? Alright, so the Mindthief's up first, so we're actually going to use the top of Cranium Overload, kill 1 normal enemy within range 4. Kill you. There's a coin there. Lost. And then we use the bottom of Mind's Weakness as a default move 2. Move to here. Who's our invis? And grab some coins. Okay, the Horror Infester goes, has nothing in range 3, because this is not line of sight anyway. Heals itself, but I'm not even bothering. Which removes its poison. There. Okay, so then the Cragheart goes. We're going to use the bottom of Rumbling Advance as a move 3. 1, 2, 3 to here. Successful completion of the scenario, assuming we survive the round. We should. Not going to bother using the top 1 save all people. Doesn't really matter. Don't have any stuns. Not significant. Alright, the Diviner's up next. We're going to use the top of Envision the Course. We can actually gain 1 more experience, so why not? Well, whatever. Waste my time. I'll deck stack them a little bit. Brutal top of the deck. And we'll use the bottom of Dimensional Divide as a teleport 4. It's not getting us to any coins, unfortunately, so here or something. Alright. I mean, I don't really need to waste my time with this. Technically, both of these, I think, will get to, yeah, both of them will get to make attacks. 4, 1, 2, 3. Both of them will get to attack the Cragheart, but we know what damage they're doing. We can just lose 2 cards from our hand. Boom, boom. Alright, and we successfully complete the scenario. We did it! Yeah, the Ethereal Vortex skip did certainly help. No doubt about that. It saved us at least a couple turns. Alright, so our reward is 20 experience. Just what we always wanted. God, I love this scenario. It's a difficult, long, annoying scenario with a lot of annoying enemies, and it has a terrible reward. Technically, it also gives a reward that's part of the big puzzle, so I guess there's that. But yeah. Alright, so 20 experience each. Cool. So we also gained 18 plus 6, so 24, so 44 experience. Can only gain 7. There we go. We did only gain 6 experience in the end, so we did successfully complete our battle goal, which means we get a check mark, which means we are going to be perked out finally. I mean, well, as perked out as we can be on a fresh diviner with no lineage. Which is actually pretty exciting. And enjoy having a completely clean, where's that? As clean as can be, basically. Okay, so you over here. All right, so for coins, we have 6 gold each. So we're looking at 36 gold here. Here we've got 12 gold. And here we've got 18 gold. I'm just gonna stop updating this all the time. Just remember that it's plus 100 there. Or 236 there, huh? How much did we say we needed to get for that enhancement? I think it was 225. Take a look. I'm gonna blow my nose quickly though. All right, back. So, clear up all this stuff. We don't have any blesses left. We don't have any of our curses left. There are 9 curses left for them. We got a ways to go before we even got to the first one. Giant clump of them almost all together. Look, the entire top of the deck was green, basically, and the bottom was all the red, with the exception of like one up there. One too many, isn't it? Grab accidentally? Yes, this. Alright, all that goes there. Only 19 rounds. Alright, we finally make it to level 9 on the diviner. So that's exciting. Go ahead and do the perks first. We got 2 perks, one for leveling up and one for getting our last set of 3 check marks. So at this point, we're just going to replace 2 zeros. The only thing we're not going to take are the 2 rolling heal 1 self cards, which is, I think, the worst perk by a significant margin in this deck. I understand that the class doesn't get that much self healing, although honestly, we got this already. Or we're going to have this. It's also just like self healing doesn't matter that much, and it does mess with our advantage attacks with the goggles. It's also just, again, replacing zeros with any sort of effect is just a bit better. Even if the +1 shield does also seem like pretty mediocre, it's still just better than a +0, obviously. Whereas this, I mean, these are rolling, so they don't have too much of a cost. Except again, we do still have the eagle eye goggles. All right, so we replace 2 zeros with a +2 regen and a +1 shield and eye. So, oopsies. Had we got 1 too many zeros? Oh no, we've been cheating. Oh yeah, I think because we were going to do one of those things. Oopsies. We've been playing with a slightly better deck than we should have. In my defense, we also played with a slightly worse deck than we should have for a while because we'd actually forgotten to remove a 0. So I guess it kind of just balances out in the end. Yeah, yeah, we had actually already because I remember when we were planning on doing one perk and we changed the other. We must have forgotten to put it back in. But again, like I said, we for the first portion of the campaign we dicked ourselves in the opposite way for a while. So if anything, I just feel like this is justice. Although I certainly didn't do it in time. Also gives me a little bit less satisfaction for having just cut only 1-0 now instead of 2. That is a clean deck. We've only got 3 regular +1s even. Yeah, like some +1 bonuses. Yeah, that is a tight deck. All right. Speaking of tight decks, let's take a look at our level 9. All right. Had a glance at both of these already, but we'll look at them more in depth here. So we've got Hand of Destiny. First of all, really solid 96 initiative. We have some late-ish initiatives. We don't have a really great late initiative, but we kind of want early initiative more than late. All right. Reveal the top 3 cards of all attack modifier decks, then place any number of them on the bottom of their respective decks, and the rest on top in any order. And if we consume either of our 2 elements, we get to do 5 instead. Whew. I do like big payoffs at level 9 cards, and this is a payoff. That is a very powerful effect. Obviously, scales better into a 4-player party, but still, I mean, still looking at 4 decks here in a 3-player party is still quite good. I mean, this would just straight up replace Envision, because once we have this, we don't really need to be using Envision anymore. But that would also make it like an easier swap into our deck. Anyway, this seems very, very good. The bottom is a loss, so basically a card will never play. Search any non-boss ability card deck for 1 card of your choice and remove it from that deck for the remainder of the scenario. And if we consume both light and dark, we can search the same deck for a second monster ability card, this one without a reshuffle icon, and remove it as well. Alright. I mean, this is a powerful and neat loss. This is like, it reminds me of the Tinkerer's Chimeric formula, in the sense that it's like one of those level 9 losses that's supposed to like get your imagination churning. So, hold on, I'm going to turn off the AC. Obviously, this allows for like a lot of different creative approaches to different scenarios. I mean, the common one that's been given as an example is actually not using the 2 elements, and you just remove the, or even if you use the 2 elements, you remove the heal from the ooze deck, and then you let them like split themselves to death. This takes a long time, but yeah, I mean, whatever. Still have to get past them. Obviously, against something like summoners, you can remove one of their summon. I mean, in the case of Solace, you can remove both of their summons, which is interesting. In the case of other summoners, you can still remove one of their summons. Biggest problem with this to me is still that we can only interact with decks that are currently in the scenario, so we can't use this in advance to prepare for a monster. Like, we already have to start facing the monster, and then basically like our allies have to run into the room. The problem is that we have to know when the monster is coming, but we like typically you wouldn't know when the monster is coming. So you run into this issue of how do you know when to use this in order to get maximum effectiveness from it, which is a bit of an issue. I do still wish that you could interact with decks before seeing the monsters. Anyway, I think it's a neat loss. It's certainly quite powerful, so I don't think there's a power issue. There's just a little bit of an inconvenience issue. And again, more than anything, it just comes down to the fact that we just really can't afford to play losses. This scenario was quite easy, and we still ended up with only, what, 1, 2, 6 turns left on the Diviner at the end. So, yeah. I mean, we played quite conservatively. Play any losses, anything like that. So, on a more challenging scenario, we would definitely run into some issues if we ever play a loss. So, even if it's interesting, not for us. I mean, the bottom isn't for us. The top, oh. God, if I could have just had this top instead of one of the level 8 cards. Unfortunately, at level 9, it's tough to justify it because we have Planner Fisher, which is place 1 Rift token on any unoccupied hex within range 4, attack 3, target all enemies within range 2 of this Rift token, and Muddle. So first of all, this actually gets even better with the Cragheart because the obstacles are unoccupied, but are naturally like end up being in like clumps of enemies or like by clumps of enemies, and it saves sort of that spot to place a Rift token, which is nice. Regardless, this still gives us an attack 3, typically on a lot of enemies, and our deck is good at this point. So flipping that many modifiers actually leads to us dealing a lot of damage. Does extra range work with this, though? weird how the interaction would. Yes, it does. Yeah, that's weird. I hadn't actually thought about something like that. Because to me, it's like a. It's weird to describe, but to me, it's like an AOE explosion, basically. But I mean, I guess the theme and the mechanics don't necessarily have to tie into each other. It's a little bit weird that you'd be able to increase the range of that like that, but I understand what you're saying. Anyway, I mean, even without being able to increase the range, it still seems really good. Like I have difficulty imagining that we can't consistently hit 3 to 4 enemies with this. Now, part of the issue is we are on difficulty 7, so the enemies like have a lot of shield or have a lot of health. But this is still like, I mean, an average expectation I think from our deck is a +2. Yeah, pretty much. So how many? I guess let's actually see what the Diviner's average expected damage is. 3. All right, let's bring up our calculator. Gonna take a second. It always takes a little while to load. Oops. All right, so in our deck we have 3. I mean, we're just gonna ignore what these effects are. I'm just worried about damage for now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ones. All right, 0 -1s, 0 -2s, 0 zeros. We have 5 ones. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twos. Nice. We have 1, 2, 3 threes. And then yeah, we've got some rolling curses and stuff like that. Let's not worry about those too much. So this means, yeah. Yeah, so well, I mean, I guess I thought it was closer to a 2. It's actually a little bit further. So on a base attack 3, our expected damage value is 4.6, or with advantage, it's 5.33. So again, using Planner Fisher with goggles, we're looking at 5 damage to each enemy. So even hitting 4 enemies, we're around 20 damage, and that's again not counting like the fact that we're muddling. This is minimal value, although it matters more as we add more curses to the deck. I mean, we're also probably adding some curses, maybe getting a little bit of healing or shielding. Shielding maybe less so because our initiatives are so mediocre, but still. We're looking at almost 5 damage per target on this. Easily hitting a lot of targets. Yeah, this seems really good. Seems really good. I mean, it also has just like natural synergy with Ethereal Vortex because of the fact that by creating another rift, it then makes Ethereal Vortex better. Muddling makes Ethereal Vortex better because we often, like, one of the downsides is we run out of curses to give with Ethereal Vortex, and by muddling, we're going to draw more curses to some extent. Anyway, I think both cards are really good. I mean, both have really good non-loss tops. I guess I should talk about this. It's a melee level 9 summon. Okay. Anyway, moving on. So, still better than... No, I actually can't say it. I was going to say something, but then if Themis heard, then I would be in trouble. All right, anyway. So both level 9 cards have really, really good non-loss tops. And I think this loss is a lot more interesting than this loss. Probably more powerful as well. Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to take Planner Fisher. The bottom creates an element even if it's not attacking. Interesting. I wouldn't have actually guessed that. It's weird. I mean, I guess it makes sense because normally when they create the element, it's here. But that's weird, though. I mean, like, I get it. But because the curse is here as well, it doesn't, like, create curse when it's not attacking. Like, it's just kind of weird templating, if you understand what I mean. Like, I guess, I mean, like, once you clarified it, I have no problem understanding it. But the fact that you have something which is tied to the attack and something which is not tied to the attack, both in this box, is strange. I mean, like, just creates a little bit of an unintuitive situation. Anyway, yeah, I mean, like, all right, don't get me wrong. I guess, yeah, there should be a separation between the curse and the element. Yeah, I think so. I think that would definitely be a little bit, make it a little bit clearer. Anyway, so I guess I'm giving the summon shit, right? And in reality, the summon is actually probably really good. Like I could actually just summon this and use the executing augment on the Mindthief and just like get a free non-loss execute on a regular enemy every round. But again, that would be very fun. So I guess like the knowing that it does create an element every round even without attacking obviously gives it a pretty high upside in certain parties. But at the same time, like I don't know, creating dark every round, it's rarely going to lead to anything really very balanced. So I mean, whatever. I guess that doesn't make it bad. Anyway, I'm still going to take Planner Fisher. I'm just going to use the top a bunch. I would be happy to have Hand of Destiny as well. If I could have taken Hand of Destiny for this top at level 8, I would have loved it. Although the top is probably too good at level 8. Anyway, Planner Fisher it is. This seems way too good to pass up. Even if I would really... I mean, like, I'd love to have Hand of Destiny in the deck as well. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Alright. So, we're going to get to modify your deck that quickly. I mean, I guess we should see the scenario. But we can make a quick change, and then we'll adapt from there. Because Dimensional Transfer doesn't automatically need to be on our deck, and Planner Fisher does. After that, we can do a little modification. Alright. Here we go. This is what our level 9 default Diviner deck looks like. All right, let's clean all this stuff up. All right, so we're gonna take a quick eating break. Just gonna make myself a quesadilla. Should be back, I would say by 7 o'clock, which is 18 minutes from now, 7:05 at the very latest. So approximately a 15 to 20 minute break. Well, I guess 18 to 23 minute break, something like that. And then we'll come back and we'll do... That didn't unlock any scenarios, so it's still just something we already have unlocked. So we still need to avoid boss scenarios. We can do the Drake Nest, scenario 43. All right, that will be what we do next. So we will come back and we will do scenario 40. Edit the title. All right, so I will see you all very shortly. Hope you stick around. If not, I understand as well. Anyway, be right back. Well, be back in 10 to 15 after I eat.